Asante sana. Haya. ODM hoye! ODM hoye! Tunasema ODM. ODM. Bas. Kwanza mimi nataka nimshukuru Mungu kwa sababu ya nafasi ya kuungana na wana chungwa jioni ya leo for this ODM founder members dinner. I remember very well that when I had a conversation with Baba, and he informed me that there was going to be ODM at 20. And he asked me whether I would consider, alongside other founding members, participating. And I told him I would gladly participate, and I have reasons to. Primarily, I have three reasons why I would readily agree to participate in ODM at 20, and even, if possible, sponsor this dinner. Number one, I am a founder member of ODM, and I have no apologies to make to anybody. It is a historical fact. It is a historical fact. And I was not just a founder member. I was at the center and at the heart of the formation of ODM. Number two people have really influenced my political journey. One is former President Moi, because I first became a member of parliament in Kano. It was a difficult exercise then, because I remember when I ran for the first time, I was not a favorite of Kano that time, but I won anyway. And then we started on not a very good note with former President Moi, but finally we became friends when he discovered that I wasn't a very bad boy after all. The other person that really has influenced my political journey is Baba, the Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. He encouraged me. He came to Eldoret when there was a ceremony for me to be made a Kalenjin elder, imagine. He was there. He encouraged me along the way. And I can say without fear of any contradiction that I learned a lot from the Honorable Raila Odinga. I can say that if there are mentees of Raila Odinga, I am one of them. And so, today is a great day that we are celebrating 20 years of ODM. It is really unfortunate that Baba is not there to witness ODM at 20. This celebration would have been a carnival. It would have been something else. But as God has decided, Baba is not here with us, But we can do something about the life and time of Raila Amolo Odinga in honor of what he stood for and what he achieved. I will say a couple of things. I know it is late in the evening. I do not wish to speak for long. Many of the earlier speakers have told us extensively. Mumbingaru, Henry Koskei, Professor Peter Anyang-Nyong, our first Secretary General of ODM, and all the other founder members, including Hassan Joho, so that he stops complaining. No, let me be honest, Hassan Joho was there. I must give him that. He was there at Imperial Hotel. In fact, I remember very well when we went to this rally and the place was full. And I didn't know that it was Oburu who incited Balala, because we had said we wanted to consolidate this thing into a political party, because it was a very strong movement. And you know, the rest of us were members of other parties that time. I was then the Secretary General of Kano. And so we thought maybe we need to reorganize something. But Balala did alifanya ile kitu. So then the rest is history. And so we are here, and I have just a few things to say. Number one, let me say three things about the Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Number one, the Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is a great Democrat. He believed in structured political engagement. He believed in a political party. In fact, I dare say he believed in ODM more than his supporters believed in him. Let me repeat that. Raila Odinga believed in ODM more than those of you who were his supporters, including me then, believed in him. And that is why the party stands up to today. He would do anything for ODM. He would make any sacrifice for ODM. He would bend over to accommodate people for ODM to succeed. Number two, Raila Odinga believed in Kenya. He believed in this nation called Kenya. And he made huge sacrifices for the sake of this country called Kenya. I say so, and I have two accounts. I remember when things fell apart in 2007, as Henry here said. And we had very intense negotiations. And we were very cross with the people on the other side. And we were very difficult people that time. But Raila persuaded us. In fact, when we became very difficult, he went, he negotiated, agreed, and came and faced us with a fait accompli. He told us, I am the leader of this movement. This is what I have decided for the sake of the country. That is what made Kenya move forward. I have seen him do the same. Even when we had a crisis in this country, a year ago, he did the same. That is the brand of a man who believes in his nation. And he makes sacrifices to that effect. Let me also say that Raila Odinga was not a tribalist. Yes. He believed in Kenya. You know, he always extended, you know, his wings to cover as many people as possible. You've heard the story of Mumbi Ngaru here, and many other people. And so that is the person, the man, Raila Odinga. And so as we celebrate 20 years of ODM, we celebrate the life of the party leader of ODM. And we want to say to Raila Odinga, you have left a rich, solid, and strong legacy behind you. And the people who now have the reins of management of this party, please, I urge you not to undermine the spirit of ODM, not to allow this party to go into arguments or to fragment this party. This party must stay strong, if not for anything else, for the sake of the Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and his legacy. This party must remain strong. I say so being a party leader of a different party today. But I am a very strong believer that parties are the foundation of any democracy. If we do not have strong parties, we cannot have a strong democratic state. And therefore, it is important, and that is why I have come here to celebrate ODM as a strong party, not a briefcase party, not a regional party, a national party. And it is in that nation identity, being a strong Kenyan party that has roots everywhere. That is where we should go. That is where the nation should be going. Having strong national parties. Celebrating ODM as a strong national party encourages others like UDA and others to also be strong national parties. That is how we are going to have a strong democracy where parties compete. It is important for us, and it is the reason, by the way, why when we sat down to craft ODM and what we believed in, we wanted to change the politics of Kenya from being politics of personalities or ethnicities to politics of ideology, something we believe in. Yes, and that is the way ODM has carried many communities and many regions along because of ideology. So that is the essence of this celebration. We are celebrating a political party that has identity in ideology, that has risen above personality and ethnicity to an ideological movement. This is what it is. So I want to say to the ODM family, congratulations on 20 years of ODM as a party. I want to say the final thing that I had engagements with Baba, and I say that we've been on the same side of the political divide. We've been on different sides of the political divide. But one thing that Baba always taught all of us is that in politics, we don't compete. We compete, but we do not become enemies. We compete, but we do not become enemies. And that is what it is. I want you, as members of ODM, to ask yourselves, how come Baba worked with Moi, and worked with Kibaki, and worked with Uhuru, and worked with William Ruto? You need to ask yourself. It's because he always could transcend the divide of political competition and reach out for the good of the nation. That is the essence of politics. And I'm very proud that today, being president of Kenya, I have my roots in ODM. And nobody can take that away from me. You may not like it, but that is a fact. Sindio? Yes, you cannot write the story of William Ruto and complete it without saying he was a member of, not a member, he was a founder member and a deputy party leader of ODM. Are we together? Acha hiyo story. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Yeah? Mnasema nirudi nyumbani, si niko nyumbani tayari. What is the problem? Sikizeni. You know, if, I mean, I was teasing, you know, after the elections, many of you may not know, as William Ruto, I was very sad. In this election, this past election of 2022, people were having sleepless nights. My team were having sleepless nights. Me, I was sleeping because it didn't matter to me who won the election. Whether I won or Raila Odinga won, we had almost the same plan for this Kenya. And I can say here without fear of any contradiction, Raila Odinga would have implemented housing the way I'm implementing. He would have implemented universal health coverage the way I'm implementing, because we believed in it together. And we started, even this railway thing, this SGR, it was in the original ODM manifesto. And that is why I must move the railway from Naivasha to Kisumu to Malaba. And by the way, I'm going to begin to move it by January. Sijui kama tunaelewana, my friends. Tuko pamoja. Let me say finally, because I said this is not, there is a time we are going to talk. Sindio? Kuna siku tutakuja tuongee. Leo ilikuwa ni mambo ya kusherehekea 20 years ya ODM. Sinamna hiyo? Na tutashirikiana. As I stand here, I have no apologies to anybody that today ODM and UDA are running the same government. Why? Because we have the same agenda. We have the same agenda. Tuko na agenda the same. If you read the manifesto of ODM and read the manifesto of UDA, the difference is maybe 20%. So, si tu sukume hii maneno tuende mbele. And by the way, let me tell you good people, the last meeting I had with Baba, and Anyang Nyong was there, this professor. Anyang Nyong was there. Hino was there, the last formal meeting. we had sat down to craft, me and Baba, to craft how to move Kenya from a third world country to a first world country. And we asked Professor Anyang', in fact, Baba is the one who had called Professor Hino from the United States to come to Kenya. And we sat down and we said, Kenya has gone through hoops for far too long. You know, we cannot continue like this. All of you seated here, you know Baba's ideas. This man, Simbarati, you came with a team from Kisii. Baba spoke to that meeting. I was there, you were there. And he explained to people, why is South Korea ahead of us? Yes. And he said, we must do certain things. And we have agreed we cannot continue in this third world frame. And I called Anyang' after we finished the ceremonies of Baba. And Anyang' is working on something. I met him the other day. He told me he's putting it together because we agreed that we need to generate 10,000 megawatts of energy. And it is the reason why Opiyo Wandayi has very clear instructions on what to do with nuclear energy. We agreed that we must move the railway all the way. We agreed that we must have a new airport. We agreed that we must do another 10,000 kilometers of tarmac. So there are things we have agreed that must move Kenya from being a third world country to a first world country. And in honor of Baba and what he believed in, he even disagreed with many people on matters to do with the airport and many things, because he could see the opportunity we are losing by not being ambitious with our plan and with our program. So as we celebrate ODM at 20, I must tell you, the family of ODM, beyond everything else, we must work together towards moving this great country called Kenya, because that is why we came together then. And it was right then as it is right today. We may have come together then as individuals. We may be coming together now as political parties, but the mission is the same: to change this country. The mission is the same: to change this country. And I am very confident that together, in unity, we can lift this country to the next level, working together. Mr. Party Leader, the Honorable Dr. Oburu Odinga, this great party has given you the honor to steer the affairs of this party. We can only wish you well. We can only wish you Godspeed. We can only wish you God's grace that you, where your brother and our friend Raila Amolo Odinga has left this party, I know for sure that you are not only his brother, but you are also his friend and confidant. I say so because on every matter that I discussed with Raila Odinga, if there was to be a second person, it was Oburu Odinga. He would always, I remember even when we were discussing this broad-based arrangement, he said the first person you must call is Oburu Odinga. It's Oburu Odinga who came and told me, this is the list of the ministries we are thinking about. And it was a fairly long list, you know. and many other things. So the same confidence I think your brother had, and the same friendship that you carried through with your brother, it is my hope and wish that you will not let him down, that you will stand up for what he stood for, that you will match up to his vision and work for this party the same way your brother and leader worked for this party. To you all ODM family,